Hey, this is Ryan from Rocket SaaS, and you're listening to the SaaS Marketing Weekly podcast, the show that gives you actionable marketing strategies and campaign ideas to rocket your SaaS business. And if you want even more SaaS marketing ideas, go to saasmarketingweekly.com to join my free newsletter. Hello there, welcome back to another episode of SaaS Marketing Weekly with me, your host Ryan, the founder of Rocket SaaS, and today we're going to be talking about testimonials. Now, everybody knows that testimonials are important, you should be getting testimonials, but most clients that I work with are not utilizing them correctly. They're not getting the right format of testimonials, they're not utilizing them in the right places, and therefore testimonials are just kind of this thing that they have, but it's not actually working hard within the marketing funnel to get you more leads, get you more conversions. So in today's pod, I'm going to talk to you about the common problems that I see with testimonials, and you can see if you fall into these traps. We're also going to look at the correct structure of a testimonial that is going to get you more conversions and how you should be asking your clients to write it in that structure. We're also going to cover how to get testimonials if you've got an issue with clients not writing them or not having the time to write them or just not getting back to you. I've got an extensive list of exactly where you should be putting your testimonials. It's not just the website. There's many other places you can be using testimonials to really help your funnel. And we're going to have a particular highlighted section of the pod where we talk about ads and how to use testimonials in ads, because that's incredibly powerful for lead gen. And then I'm going to finish on an example of a B2B SaaS brand that is using testimonials better than I've ever seen anyone use testimonials before. I'm going to teach you how they're doing it, and I'm going to show you how you can do it for your brand to really ramp up conversions on your website. So let's get into it. These are the three most common mistakes that I see with testimonials. The first being that they're too broad, too vague, and too generic. I see loads of testimonials that say something like, oh, this company were great to partner with. They're a really friendly team and they've really helped us grow. Those types of testimonials, they sound very generic. They can even sound a bit fake sometimes. And I really hate it when I see a testimonial without a photograph of the person that said it. A logo of the company is okay, but ideally you would have a photo of the person and their logo. I know that some people won't like you using their photo, but that's fine. If they don't allow it, obviously you can't use it. But most people should be fine for you to just use their LinkedIn photo. So later in this pod, I'm going to explain to you how to write testimonials or get testimonials that are not broad, vague, and generic. The second biggest problem I see with testimonials is that they're too long. People that come onto your website and they see a paragraph of text, even if it's a testimonial, they're not going to read it. Most people are just going to skim straight past it. Whereas if they see a testimonial that's like one sentence long, they're going to read it. So that's a super common problem. We're going to cover that as well today. And the third biggest problem I see with testimonials is people not using it in enough places. People just stick them on the website and that's it. They leave it. You need to be embedding this into your marketing funnel. We're going to go through all of that today. So first, let's talk about acquiring testimonials. For the majority of B2B brands, you can't be relying on just people submitting testimonials on their own through Google reviews or Trustpilot. You have to go out and ask people. So when you ask your happy clients, don't just say, hey, I know you've been happy with working with us. Could you please write a testimonial? When you ask them, you should give them the structure that you want them to write it in. This will both help you and it will help them because it will make their job easier because they know what structure to write it in. So I often email clients or I send them a Slack when I know that they're happy and I say, hey, I know you've been happy with working with us. It'd be awesome if you could write us a testimonial because it really helps us grow our business. Could you write just around 50 words in the following format? 1, how you struggled before you found us. 2, describe your favorite features of our solution. And 3, describe how your business has improved since working with us. Then I usually say, if I can return the favor in any way, just let me know. And the beauty of that structure is that it's like a short story. There's a character who struggled before they met you. Then they met you and they loved this particular feature. And now, since having worked with you for a while, this is the result of how the business has grown since partnering with you. Because what you're trying to do with these testimonials is you're trying to attract people that are in the start of that journey. They're struggling. They've got this problem. They read this really short testimonial of someone that had exactly the same problem that they've currently got. They've gone on a journey and now they've got the result at the end. So people reading the testimonial will think, yes, that sounds like exactly me, and I want that journey. So you can understand people in that mindset are now more likely to convert. They go, right, I want that journey, I'm going to book a demo. As opposed to them reading a testimonial that's quite fluffy and just talks about, oh yeah, they're a great company, they've got great customer service, they're great to work with, just sounds too generic. Once you've got it in that structure, that's how you get more conversions from your testimonials. Another thing that I do is when I ask for a testimonial, I leave it a few days, usually like 2 or 3 days. If they haven't responded to me or they haven't written it yet, I send them a follow-up and I say, hey, I know that you're really busy at the moment. I know you're working on X, Y, and Z. To save you time, How about I write the testimonial for you and you sign it off? And most people love that. Most busy people, you've just taken a job off of their hands and they're like, yeah, go for it. And that's even better because you can write that structure that I just told you exactly how you want it to be. And if they're happy, they're always just going to sign it off. So that's a tip if you're struggling to get testimonials from people because you're working with very busy people, founders, CEOs, etc. Offer to write it for them. Now, another really important thing that I see a lot of businesses missing out on is for every testimonial that you get, you should create 2 versions of it. You should create a long version and a short version. So the original version will be the long version. Even if you ask clients to keep it to like 50 words, a lot of them won't, and they'll just go 100, 200 words, even more. And that's lovely, but it's not great for marketing in 2024. It's got to be short. It's got to be snappy. If it's going to be read by anyone, it needs to be much shorter. So keep the long version. That's great. The long version can be used on things like case study articles, maybe brochures. Maybe if you're in the final throes of trying to close a deal and people really want to dig into, they want to read the whole thing. But for a lot of your other marketing aspects, like your website, your ads, social media posts, email newsletters, you do not want a long testimonial. So you take the long testimonial and you shorten it down to literally 1 sentence, maybe 2 short sentences, because those ones are actually going to get read. These long paragraph ones, people are just going to skim over them. So you can write it yourself or you can use ChatGPT to shorten it down. If it's literally a snippet from the long one, then you don't even need to get the client to sign it off. If you've changed it about a little bit, you should probably reach out to the client and say, hey, do you mind if I shorten this version for you? And again, they're always going to say yes. So what's great about having a short version is you now have got a really powerful marketing asset that people are actually going to read. So now that you've got the short version of your testimonials, I'm now going to go through all of the different places where you should be putting your testimonials. The short answer is everywhere, but to go through them one by one, they should appear on multiple pages of your website. Don't just have a testimonials page where you stick them all. Yes, that's great, but they should also feature in multiple other areas of your website. Definitely the homepage. I would have at least 2 on the homepage, if not more. It kind of goes without saying, but every case study should have a testimonial as well. Also, your main call to action page, if it's book a demo or if it's a free trial, you should definitely get at least 1 testimonial on those pages. I see loads of companies making mistakes with those pages by just saying, here's a form, book a demo, but people forget that you really need to convince people. Just because they've clicked on the book a demo page does not mean they're going to fill out the form. They need that final little push, that final little persuasion to get them to fill out the form. Testimonials on the book a demo page are a great way of doing that. There's also your specific use case pages. If you have use case pages for industries or job titles, you should be getting a testimonial on each of those. And you should be matching your testimonial to the page. So if you've got an industry page that says we're great at working with construction companies, you need to have a testimonial from a construction company. So that's a great way of looking at testimonials. You can write a list. You can say, okay, I've got all of these use case pages on my website. I need a testimonial for each of those use cases. So go through your customer list, even your ex-customers, and try and match up a testimonial for each of them. And obviously reach out to clients if you don't have one for that particular use case yet. Another place to put testimonials is your email newsletters. If you've got a decent email newsletter list, you should be emailing them with value, not just constantly showing off about yourselves. But 1 in 10 emails, you should be doing a little brag. You should be sending case studies. You should be sending testimonials. So you can send an email saying, our business has really grown this month. Here's a bunch of testimonials that we've got from our happy customers. Another great place to be putting testimonials is your brochures and your sales presentations. So make sure your sales team are getting all of the testimonials that you're requiring. There should be dedicated pages or slides in your presentation to have testimonials. Also, social media posts. You can have dedicated social media posts, not just shared by the company page, but also shared by the personal brands. So typically the CEO, the founder of the business, the marketers, anyone that's active on LinkedIn, design a nice graphic for LinkedIn that is purely the testimonial. That 1 sentence, 2 sentence testimonial that I've talked about with a photograph of the person, their logo, and then a little caption introducing that testimonial. Post that from the company account and all the personal brands in the company. Tag the person that gave you the testimonial, because they'll like and comment on it, which will increase the engagement of your post. So you should be looking to spread testimonials on social media at least once every 3-4 weeks. And an often overlooked area to be using testimonials is within ads. Some of the best converting ads that we've ever done for our clients is the testimonial ad. So a testimonial ad works really well in a retargeting ads funnel. So the first ad you show people is typically a problem-aware ad, something educational, something helpful. Then you retarget those people to introduce your solution, your platform. And then the third layer of retargeting is you retarget those people to see a testimonial. So the testimonial is typically the third or fourth ad that they're seeing in a funnel. So by that point, they've seen your brand over a few weeks. They're starting to know you, like you, trust you. And it's often that testimonial that is the final push that they need to come onto the site and book a demo or do a free trial. So that social media graphic that I mentioned earlier, literally use exactly the same thing for ads. And another really clever use of testimonials in ads that I've learned recently is using LinkedIn Thought Leader ads. So LinkedIn Thought Leader ads is ads that you can boost people's personal brand posts. So LinkedIn ads used to only be allowing you to post ads from company pages. You can now get someone in your company to do a post from their personal brand, and you can boost that with ads. So do that organic testimonial post that I mentioned earlier and boost that with ads so you get more people seeing it. But the clever little hack that I found is that you can get the person that wrote the testimonial to post it on their personal brand, and then you can hook up their account to your LinkedIn Thought Leader ads and you can boost it. So you send them a friendly message and you say, thank you so much for writing that testimonial. That was absolutely awesome. Could I be a bit cheeky? Could I ask you to post that on your LinkedIn? So even if they just write it as a normal LinkedIn post, that's good. Or they can also use the graphic that you've given them. They post it normally, and then you go into LinkedIn Thought Leader ads, you find that post and you say, I want to put money into that person's post. Even though they don't work for your company, that's possible with the new LinkedIn Thought Leader ads. So they'll receive an email and they'll say, you want to boost it with ads, and they just press accept. So obviously a testimonial coming from the person that actually wrote the testimonial, it looks much more genuine, more trustworthy, and it's also boosting your brand awareness to people that are not following you. So your brand is being seen by a whole bunch of new people. So that's a really clever hack to get your testimonials out there. So I recommend you give that a go. And the final lesson today is the ultimate place to be putting your testimonials. This is the best that I've ever seen it. There's a company called Hireful. They're actually a client of Rocket SaaS. And on their website, you scroll down on the homepage and it starts showing the features of the product, just like most SaaS businesses. They've got about 3 or 4 different features of their product. It describes the feature, describes the benefit of the feature. It's got a little software screenshot for each of the features. And then it's also got a specific testimonial about that feature. So for example, there's one row on their homepage which talks about how much time this software saves its customers. There's one sentence to describe it. There's some bullet points. Then there's a software screenshot about this time-saving element of the business. And then there's a testimonial with a photo of a person. And it literally says, since implementing Hireful, we have reduced the time spent on admin tasks and our overall time to hire. So it's a very specific and targeted testimonial about that exact feature. So if people are coming onto the site, they're looking at that particular feature because that's what they want, then they're reading a testimonial saying how good that feature is. That is keeping people in the exact same mindset you want them to be in. And that is a great way to get people to convert. So there you have it. I think that should probably just about cover it for today. Hopefully you've learned something interesting about testimonials, and now you can go and implement your testimonials into your marketing funnel much better than you were previously to help you get more conversions. And hopefully, if anything, this podcast has inspired you to reach out to more of your clients to get more testimonials, because the more testimonials you've got, the more niche you can get, the more varied ads you can run, and the more leads and sales you're going to make, because testimonials are so powerful in marketing. And I know a lot of people kind of forget to collect them because they're kind of at the bottom of the list. But hopefully this pod has reminded you how important they are. So thank you so much for listening. If you enjoy this podcast, please remember to subscribe, give it a 5-star review. That would really make my day. Thanks so much. See you soon.